Hi, Andrew. I just want to be able to talk with you about a couple things from your paper. First off, as you go down through here, the opening to this needs to be nuanced a little bit. I understand you're trying to investigate who should and should not get into the Hall of Fame, but what you're really talking about here is why you think Pete Rose and Barry Bonds should be getting into the Hall of Fame, because the questions are slightly different. If you're going to argue that Barry Bonds and Pete Rose should be getting into the Hall of Fame because of their achievements, that's fine. But there are other people who disagree with you, which then forces us to say, well, what are the criteria for doing this, and who does and does not meet that criteria. Now, as you come down here, you already jump into this Mickey Mantle and steroids issue. The problem is, and this connects to my point, did anybody know about that? I'm not saying that he didn't get steroids, he probably did. But did anybody at the time know about it? And if it wasn't public knowledge, the people who vote for the Hall of Fame would have been ignorant of this issue. Second concern with this is not a full paragraph. Remember the paragraph cycle that we talked about, from claim to quote to analysis to connecting it back to your claim? It also feels out of place because shouldn't this be then below where the criteria are? So I think you maybe need to also think about changing these. Anyway, you get down here and you actually give me the criteria. That's great. And then you jump into talking about Barry Bonds in much the same way that you were previously talking about Mickey Mantle, and then Pete Rose you follow on with. Here's the problem, though, with the way you're setting this up right now. The people who decide who gets in the Hall of Fame, it's not a computer, right? It's journalists, it's baseball owners, it's baseball players themselves sometimes. It's the people. So the question I think you need to consider is not just what are the criteria for getting in, but now what are the morals, ethics, judgments of the people who actually get to vote on these things? Because clearly it's not simply a matter of who are the best baseball players when you have several of the best baseball players who've been left out. The question is, who are the best baseball players that also meet the standards that are set for the game, or that the game sets for itself? I guess that's actually the better way of phrasing it. Who are the players that also meet the standards, moral, that the game sets for itself? In that case, I think it's pretty clear that these other two gentlemen, Bonds and Rose, don't pass muster. So you need to go back and find some way to nuance this, and then you need to rearrange some of your paragraphs in order for this essay to be most effective. All right, listen to what I've had to say here, and we'll talk about it when you get here.